I was up in Baltimore last week, up in the Maryland area, and met with a longtime client, really a client that I've worked with since 2007 as business owner client. And she sold her business back in 2023. And so here we are, it's like April, May 2026, so 3 years later. And in the meeting with her, she talked about how she finally feels like she's starting to understand what life is like as a non-business owner, which it's a crazy concept, right? It's 36 months, give or take, since she sold her business. And it really made me start to think, it's like, well, wait a second, did we not do things right? And I was like, no, I mean, we started having conversations about selling the business in 2012. We actually brought in one of our key employees in late 2012 and started having conversations with him at that point in time about a buyout. We had conversations with M&A advisors in 2016, 2018, and 2019. We had more conversations in 2022, and then finally again sold the business in 2023. And I was like, well, maybe we didn't prepare. And then so I started mentally going back through all the different things that we'd done. We'd run retirement projection after retirement projection. We'd highlighted hobbies, things that she enjoyed doing, things that she wanted to do, things that she never had the opportunity to do. We gave her homework assignments and everything else. So I was like, no, I mean, I'm sure there's always something that we left on the table, right? A discussion that we didn't have that maybe we could have had that would have triggered a different response or a different emotion. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, like, no, it had consumed her life, right? Like, the business was who she was. It was her identity. And she rode ups and downs, right? It was in the housing market, the construction market. And so she definitely rode, I mean, I was there, she rode up and down the housing market of 2000 and, really 2004 to 2012 and the impacts that it had. And then climbing back through that, watching a number of her friends and competitors go out of business. And so again, it had become such a key component of who she was that separation, despite everything she's done over the course of the last couple of years, travel, stuff with kids and grandkids, and giving and advanced planning, and like all the different things we've done, it still took her, or it's taken her 3 years to get to a point where she sat down and said, I finally feel like I'm not connected to the business anymore. So as you think about that, as you are a business owner who is considering selling your business or knows that maybe one day you will sell your business, just know that you're not alone in that transition period, right? It takes a long time to separate that, or it can take, and it's certainly not always the case, it can take a long time to separate that identity of business owner from individual, and that there are thousands of other folks that are going through the same set of issues that you're going through on a mental basis. So the earlier you can do it, or the earlier you can start running through those mental hurdles, understanding what lives post work, like all of those different exercises that you can do help. But they don't make it easy to just part ways on day one. And in some ways, it doesn't make it easy to part days month 36 later. But anyways, it was a really good highlight for me in recognizing how long it can take somebody to disconnect from something they spent so long creating.